intro. We'll just hello, and we're live. Hey, hi.
Hey
How you
everyone,
doing,
hey
everybody?
Kelly.
Hi. We're on Sacred Spiral Network, and we're making announcements today. I wanted to make sure that we talked about the new show that we have debuting on Friday, the 5th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Embracing Infinity. And we have the host, Jennifer Rose. And I want to give it some love. I want to give it some shout out. I want to give it some light. So let's talk about it.
Let's do
Hey,
it.
Jennifer. Yeah.
Hey, hey Kelly. So so
Yeah.
happy to be here again.
It's
Yeah.
awesome to have you on. I want to ask you about what to you is the show about, and what do you want others to experience when they come on the show, whether it's through a guest experience or an audience experience. Just share your heart about the show's creation.
Yeah, so the beautiful thing about Infinity is we can go anywhere with it. But of course, I would love to delve into spirituality, higher consciousness, love and relationships. So we're going to be kind of going in a lot of different areas for how like spirit guides me to work with what's going to be feeling good for those who are coming to watch and the collective and so forth as well. So I'm just super excited about how it's all coming together, but I know it's going to keep evolving as well. But I really hope that, this creation will be something that helps people to keep growing, that adds to their lives, adds to their journey, where they can take information that will help them to like keep growing. And when they can come also just to be kind of part of the love, part of that sort of love and healing, sort of vibration that we create when we come together and put the show out there too, so that we're all kind of part of it as a community. Everybody's feeling the love and getting together and just continuing to manifest more love, hope, and beauty.
And for people who are learning about you, like, what's your background, and like what do you do currently now within being in the intuitive field?
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. So I could call myself a multi-medium because I'm familiar with all forms of mediumship too. So I work as a traditional spiritual medium, connecting with our loved ones in spirit. So I do mediumship, demonstrations and private sittings as well, and I have my Sunday service every 2 weeks as well for anyone who wants to be part of the spiritual community. Hey to all our friends who are joining, Melinda and Debbie, and I love doing that. I love connecting with our loved ones in spirit, but also if it's our helpers or if it's angels or pets and animals as well, that's a lot of fun. I'm very familiar with trance mediumship, so I'm a trance medium. I channel, I do automatic writing, and I've experienced in physical mediumship and trance healing as well. I teach spirituality, I teach healing, I teach awakening and transformation. So I also love to be sort of a helper with people who are going through transformation, spiritual awakening and transformation, kind of a guide to get through that process because it's a pretty intense experience for a lot of people. So I love to help where I can and sort of provide information that people can easily understand and take in. And to help people just like feel good in themselves for where they are, to kind of meet people where they are at and help them feel good where they are. So I love doing everything, and I love teaching, and I love speaking, and I love helping people. So this gives me an opportunity to just do more of what I love, to help people more, to serve spirit. So it's kind of like win, win, win all around. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited, and I want to thank you for having me on your network as well, Kelly. I know this is a labor of love for you, and it's just you've done so beautifully. I've gotten to know you and watch you work, and like you're like an amazing person.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I definitely am happy to have you on the network because of the passion you equally have for sharing with others and helping others. And, you have a platform where you can do that. And you've really built that up with other projects you have done. Like, that's just a part of you. So thank you so much for, sharing the infinity and love and the potential of spirit with others.
Yeah, thank you too. And I love, I love spirit, and so through my own transformation, that's where this the part of the infinity comes. It comes to you, you know, and so I love to kind of let that be something that all of us can be a part of, sort of this all-encompassing experience. And I didn't know that I would be doing this. You know, I knew I wanted to be a medium and a healer, but I didn't know I was going to get to be like hosting shows. So sometimes spirit surprises you. So sometimes you know where you're going, and then sometimes surprises come to you too. So you never know like how life is going to work out for you. And I'm like, this is pretty awesome. I love it.
It's a good time. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
time.
it's a great
Um,
time.
it's just not many things you get to do where you get to share straight from your heart, and it's bigger at the same time than just our heart.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting to create, we're getting to use our creative energy and our love and our guidance from spirit and combine it with those who are joining, you know, the guests who are coming in, and then everybody who's watching, like all of us come together and create together. You know, so it's exciting. So it's like it's a manifestation and a creation and just putting that out there for people. And I know that you and I and all of our lovely friends who are joining here today, and Miss Debbie Romero, who's going to be on with me this Friday. We're all kind of in that same like wavelength of wanting to bring the community together and be part of more of that loving where we're all working together versus like, you know, more of the competition. So we're all like coming together and being part of the love and just sharing in the love and putting that out there together. So we're all kind of on that same sort of frequency or wavelength or desire to just be creating more love.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, the holding space so you can allow more people to do that. That's where it's at. And I'm reading all the comments as they're coming in
Yeah.
too, and people are
Yeah.
being so kind. And I think it's really cool. I mean, this is kind of like a side note, but it's like exactly what we're talking about. It was awesome. We did a show together, and we were talking about, we were seeing angels for this person, and then we like gave a message about like hearing angels and getting a sign from that. And she's like saying, "Hey, like, remember that show? Like, I got the validation."
Oh,
So
that's
she's,
so awesome. I'm
she's
so
giving us a
happy.
shout out from that past show we did together.
Yay.
Thanks,
That's
Courtney.
awesome.
Yes. So,
It always makes me
um,
happy because we don't always get that. But so when people thank you for bringing us that to us, Courtney, because we don't always get that post validation, and it's very exciting when we do. So I'm always so happy if someone sends me an email or something and lets me know, like, hey, it actually worked, and I'm like, yes.
it's just so cool. I just get so happy too. It's just
Yeah,
like, I don't know how it
yeah,
happened, but thank God it did. You know what I mean?
I
Or
know.
thank the universe it did. Someone's like anxious for your show. They're excited. They're like, they're raring to see, you in action. Um, I wanted to ask too, like, so we have Debbie coming, like, like that's like, family of Sacred Spiral Network, right? It's like,
Yeah.
supporting hosts, with Transcend with Debbie. So you're gonna have her on as a guest, and also what other guests do you have coming up, and kind of what are you gonna be doing with Debbie? So just wherever you want to go, I'm curious about what you're cultivating within the show.
Yeah, Debbie and I have been kind of talking about that. So we're, you know, we'll surprise you, but yeah, we're kind of working on what we feel is going to be like, you know, the best thing to kind of work out. And the spirit could change it last minute on us. So we know it's going to be a lot of fun though. So we're just coming and just kind of have fun and see like sort of like where the energy is flowing, and then hopefully we'll have a lovely discussion because that's how I want it to be. Like we're just going to be having just a beautiful discussion together with everybody else who's coming on. Hopefully, we'll have a chance to give some messages as well. So I'm really excited about that. Debbie is like my soul sister, and so and we all keep coming together. It's like we all just keep growing, you know. So it starts off with a little group, and then it kind of just keeps growing and expanding, and it's so cool. It's just so cool. It's so beautiful to watch how love keeps growing and elevating and evolving. And some of the other guests I've got, Shannon Rattay, who's my angel messenger friend. She's going to be coming on as well. Colin is going to be coming on too to talk about the cosmic shift. So we're really excited about that
Which Colin,
too.
by the way? Which Colin? Because I think about so many.
Colin, I know is it Walker, Debbie? I think it's Walker.
Yeah,
Forgive me,
that's right, that's right,
my
that's right,
brain just
yeah.
had a little, I
Yeah.
think it's called, yeah.
You told me.
Lovely,
I'm just
lovely.
it's called
One of the
yes.
most kind-hearted gentlemen. Yeah, I know. My brain just did a thing. One of the most kind-hearted gentlemen, and he's going to be coming on talking about the cosmic shift. So we're really excited about that. Got Paul Bannister coming on as well. So far so good. We got a lot of fun guests coming on, but it's going to be pretty diverse. I mean, so it's like we'll be having like mediums and people in the spiritual community, but I'm hoping because I have another focus on love and relationships that I can get some people to interview in for that to where we can put some focus because that's an area where everybody could use help to have better relationships, whether it's romantic relationships or with their family or with their friends, where we can like keep continuing to grow in our tools to help with that too, because that's where it seems like everybody could use help when it comes to that, learning how to communicate, learning um, how to relate better to people. And then how we can just like make the best of ourselves. So at the end of the day, this is a know thyself journey, and what we can do to keep growing within ourselves. And the more we can do that with the help of all of these beautiful people in the community, is then the better our lives are going to be, including all of our different relationships and what we're manifesting for ourselves and what we're able to create. And that's what everybody wants. So it's just a matter of like we're helping to make that a little bit easier, a little bit more possible, to be giving some help and some information, some guidance, or just some love and some healing that will help people just to continue growing and like manifesting their highest potential.
I think so. I mean, I don't know about kind of what you had for, let's say, inspiration or community, but when I was younger, I would like listen to Hay House Radio because that was kind of the only space I knew, at least from like an audio um, perspective and even video sometimes, where the hosts
Yeah.
would be sharing weekly because they were spiritual teachers and they were authors, and they always had such like really perspective views on life, and I really crave that to keep me kind of going and being that vibration. And I've always loved having places where this could be a normal thing. This isn't considered it's getting normalized, but it's not considered normal enough to go like, oh yeah, like I have these weekly things that I do for my energy.
Yeah. And you're so right, because it's like the more some of the work will be internal, like taking walks in natures or meditating and things like that. But then some of it is also like there's a lot to be gained for what other people have also learned and cultivated, and how they can share it in their particular way and their particular frequency and energy of what they can help bring to the table. And that gives everybody like the little pieces that they can take in and then put it together for themselves, and how they can use it for their own like personal growth and living their best life, because ultimately we have this one life as us, and I know it's so exciting to think about all of our other ones, but this one as us, and can we make it like the best possible? Can we make it the most joyful, the most loving, the most harmonious? And it's like, so whatever we can do to help with that, we're just all doing our little part, and we can take in, you know, uh, information, and then put it together for whatever people can, whatever resonates for them, but I think that what's lovely about Sacred Spiral is just that it's just, again, this creation of love and heart and beauty. And that has a special like little space, it's got a special space, a special container that you've created, Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just trying to send out the good vibes every week, right? And the
That's
more
what we're all
days,
doing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's what we're
more
all
days
doing.
where
So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
And like, it's just becoming it's gaining its own momentum with the lovely shows that we're creating. And again, thank you so much for creating Embracing Infinity and giving that to everybody every Friday at 11 a.m. Um, Pacific time, because there's so many different people tuning in all over the world. there was someone in here from the UK. She's like, it's 12, 30 a.m. What's up, everybody? I'm like, yeah, thank you for joining.
Our UK friends stay up really late. I don't. I'm impressed. So that's why a lot of times my events, even if they're in the evening, I'll still put the UK time because I'm like, some of y'all are going to be up, so why not? You know what I mean?
It is a thing. It's definitely a
Yeah.
thing. Like, I know that a lot of people actually dem later at night too. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we got an audience that, we're just so thankful for all the many people around the world who listen with us. It's fantastic. The
Yeah.
internet is
Very
fantastic.
grateful. I am very grateful.
It's true. As we're closing out in just a moment, because
Hmm.
we're hyping what's coming up on Friday for Jennifer's show.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that comes to you that you'd like to share before we go? Like, sometimes it's like a sentence, a channeling. There's a part of me that wants to pull a card for the collective energy. Like, I always get like really excited. Like, it's, you said like having people make sense of the energy as it's happening. I'm paraphrasing, but you said something like that, and it's like when we have our shows, we're making articulations of people's life, of people's energy, right? Whether it's a reading or a sense. And yes, sometimes we're full on reading people, but like that's what we're doing. We're trying to help people connect to that within themselves. Like, here's the energy that I'm feeling. Now, what are you feeling too? So I like to give people
Right.
that sometimes in just a small burst kind of before we go, to acknowledge that we can always tune in.
Yeah, beautiful. So sure, let's see what, we can feel from that. I know, we just had a full moon that we all got through that kind of brought through a lot of like emotions with people and we kind of lightened it up. And now we've got an eclipse coming and Mercury retrogrades coming, but we don't have to be scared of those things. It's
No,
really just about being grounded and staying, like staying grounded and present, knowing like we can do this, we can handle it, we'll be okay.
Mercury retrograde is here. It hit on the first, I believe. It hit on April Fool's Day, which is like, whoa. Yeah,
Step
yeah.
up, I know, right?
We're in Mercury retrogrades in Aries right now.
Hmm.
And so yeah, people are talking about like, oh, watch out in the love departments. Like depending on your chart, it might make you do some things. So like that's the one that the astrologists are like pushing out. Like, hey, everybody, if you have Aries or Libra in your chart, heavily watch out. And then we have eclipse coming on the 8th, and they're like, that's going to
Yeah.
supercharge it too. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's
So maybe
being
like,
some.
think before you act. Maybe just take a little pause before you do anything rash or crazy. For like, oh, I think, maybe just take a pause and think first, or, have somebody to have a buddy that will help you with that too if you're feeling a little bit overly spontaneous. With that too. But look, we're laughing about it. We're keeping it lighthearted and fun.
Like,
And that's how I think we get through
very.
some of that stuff a little bit better. Yeah. You're an Aries, Jennifer. There you go, fire girl. But yeah, so I know that puts us in waves, that puts us in little fluctuations with our moods. And because we're all sensitive, we are sometimes picking up on, what else is going on out there too. So that's why sometimes if you can just remember, like, like I'm sensitive, so some of this is mine, but some of this I'm also feeling, what's going on around me. That's not a bad thing. It just means you're beautifully open and intuitive, right? But when you have that awareness, then you don't feel so like, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing, what's going on? Because then you have a little bit of framework that you can kind of ground it and just go, oh, okay, so once maybe this isn't completely me, then you're allowed to like move forward. But so we can move with the energies and then just try to just stay grounded and present and be kind to yourself. The things we should do anyways. I know Debbie and I have talked about the retrogrades before, and it's just like it's just another reminder to be more organized, to have more self-care, things that we would want to do anyway. So like, if we have technology glitches, so maybe we want to just like clean up our computer so it works better. You know what I mean? Things we should do anyway. So it's just a reminder to kind of like, I think retrograde's like a housekeeping reminder.
Yeah. Instead of like outward
Yeah.
energy, you're supposed to go a little in to kind of make sure because the things are going
Yeah.
through here, so
Yeah.
you have to like kind of pay attention to yourself a little bit more. Like, watch out.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and with this fire, this Aries fire energy, it's very red. I've been feeling very red too, and we've been joking around I went in the sun, my face got red, and then we were joking before the show. It's all this red is around. It's so funny. But that's creative, potent energy that you can do something with for your life, for your career, for your spirituality. And so if we can just shift our viewpoint or our perspective that this is an opportunity to create something more beautiful and harness those energies and use it in a positive way, I think that would be helpful to think of it that way too, because this is a really good year. This really is. It's a shift. There's a big shift this year for people, and I see a lot of people are just like really like feeling the new opportunities, like, kind of like brewing within them, and they're feeling this need to kind of like, fountain it out and put it out. They
Yeah.
need to put their loving energy somewhere into something creative project. And so a lot of people are feeling that stirring within them, and these gives us opportunities. But if you get overwhelmed, just like give yourself a break, take a nap. Yeah.
Yeah, just again, we'll say it 1,000 different ways. It's so true. Self-care, self-care. I do agree with you. Like a lot of people have been feeling really like heavy for a while, and I've been, there's still that in the air, don't get me wrong, but that's been kind of lifting up and people kind of
Yeah.
are feeling kind of back in action a little bit more. At least that's coming into this space. We'll see how it goes. And it's nice to feel that. It's nice to
It
see
really
that.
is.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. It
everybody
really
check out
is.
your Libra and Aries placements, especially Aries. Like, yeah, Aries in the 11th house. So, um, everyone check your houses because that's going to influence how the eclipse affects you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see Debbie's
All
talking
right.
about Year of the Dragon too. And so, and that's exciting also because, the dragon gives you like, it, it gives you like courage and strength, And so sometimes like when I feel myself getting a little fired up, I'm like, what's going on here? Am I mad? And I'm like, oh no, it's just that the spirit dragon, kind of coming in just to give me a little bit more courage, a little bit more strength to like be more assertive within myself and things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, it feels better. But that's in us now. So that's another theme, that's another flow of 2024 of us learning to have more of that, that sort of superhero energy to move out into the world so that we're really, living very consciously and purposefully and with vibrancy and love and direction.
There's people are commenting on the different feelings of the
Yeah.
energetic change, and yeah, like sometimes when we are getting headaches, it just means that um we're getting attuned to different energy, and you have to make sure
Mhm.
that you are letting the energy come down all the way. So
Exactly.
use your body, make it come down to your feet because it's stuck in your head, wiggle it, shake it down, whether with healing or other techniques. But yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
People are asking me, do I read the houses? Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with things, but I'm definitely not an astrologist, that's for sure. But I have fun with it, let me tell you. Let me tell you, I have fun with it. That's
Yeah,
right.
you're
I mean,
absolutely
we all
right for
dabble.
Jesse there. Bringing that energy down will help because when we're thinking a lot, because we are thinking a lot and are tuned in a lot, that energy gets really intense in this space. And when you can learn to move it down through your body, down into your feet or down into the earth, that's going to help a lot too. So even just taking an exercise of putting all of your focus like into your solar plexus or your heart, something lower in your body, and you may only be able to hold it for 5 seconds, but at least you've shifted that focus, and just keep doing that every day and keep building that focus so you can learn to feel your energy and pull it down, because that is what happens. It gets so concentrated up here that it can get too much. It's always good to go to the doctor, just make sure there's nothing else going on too. But if it's an energetic thing, you can learn to bring it down and you'll feel a lot better too. I
For
hope that helps.
sure. And
Yeah.
there's just, I think headaches and being a psychic medium is something that just comes up because we all hold energy in certain areas of our body that actually do not
Yeah.
primarily have to do with physical pain. It can register an element of it and it can be connected, definitely. But yeah, it is really
Yeah.
a thing. So it's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
To go like, ooh, what's going on here?
I know.
Because this is going to come up more than expected.
Yeah, learning how to
True.
feel your energy is your friend, and that can take a little bit of practice, but if you can learn to focus it, central channel breathing is really helpful because you're bringing it down your central channel and into the earth, and you're learning how to feel it. And when you develop that awareness of your energy, then you can have a lot of fun and play with it too. But that is your friend because that's how you learn about your own power. Because as mediums, we sit in the power, and that's how you learn to feel it and feel the power, feel the energy, feel the room, and all that. So if you start with feeling you, you'll be able to start feeling everything else and be able to discern the difference. So it's very helpful, and it will help with the headaches. So that's good.
Headaches. I love. We'll jump into doing like a a pull or a saying for the collective before we go
Yeah,
here. Um,
sure.
Courtney's asking, how do I read the houses? I we could go into that, but we don't have enough time. But it's a great question. I want to honor that it's a great question. Please ask it for another show. Um, and in the meantime, YouTube is your friend. Check out some astrology videos. But yes, there are ways to learn the houses and read your chart. Absolutely. So ask it on their show. I'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
Jesse, thanks. So I want to
You're
give
welcome,
that to you
Jesse.
as well.
Yeah.
And
And there's
um,
some places where you can get your chart free online too, and it'll give you a map of your chart and it will show you what's in the houses. And you may not know what it means, but you'll be able to see like, oh, I have Leo in the seventh house in there because you can match up the symbols. And then you can just look it up. What does Leo in the seventh house mean? And then you can start to learn. And then you'll learn what the seventh house means and what it means to have Leo in the seventh house and start to put it together that way. But yeah, YouTube is definitely your friend. And there's a lot of good astrologers out there too. You're pretty
yeah,
good
no,
though, Kelly.
thanks. I appreciate it.
You really are.
I've I have little pie slices of how I'm good in that department. Little concentrated pie slices.
I
Um,
know.
well, I mean, like I think with all reading, the reason why I have fun with it and I like it is like growing up when I definitely did not like foremost do astrology, but and I would keep it very simple, but I'd always look up the birthdays of people I was like dating or friends or
Mhm.
family, and I would learn. So I did learn a lot of basic fundamentals, but I never really had interest to journey out until kind of later on when I had things become more relevant with astrology. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's a really good tool. It really, really is because it tells you a lot about you and then the people that you're connected to in your life. And I'm always amazed at how accurate it is, how well it describes you. And so it can be a really good tool to help you understand yourself and help you in your growth process. But also, when you see like how well it describes you, it helps give you some validation for who you are too. So if somebody, thinks you should be this way instead of that way, but then it's like right there in your chart that you're this way, you know what I mean? Then you're like, it helps you to understand yourself better. And it also, I think, helps you to realize how connected everything is. Because
yeah.
if the star system is like this, this is many of the little pieces of you and how you're built and the story of you, like, then you're like, oh my God, I'm connected to something really spectacular and amazing. Like there's an amazingness to that. So
I agree.
it opens up your awareness. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. I like you're make so like spirits like chiming in. They're like, you need
Mhm.
to come on and we need to talk about like systems and how they're connected to like relationships and stuff because so I love reading relationship stuff on like with certain
Yeah.
archetypes. There's certain days and years where
Yeah.
I'm burnt out from looking at relationships. I'm like, I don't want to do anything with relationships. Like, but I actually for real, there's certain times where I will go into a reading and my energy go, I will look anywhere but the relationship because it's depending how I'm feeling personally. But I actually really love looking at relationships. And so, like with numerology, I'll do that. With astrology, I've always done that. I've always found that super fascinating. And you're right. There's like human design. I know very little about that department, but like just to talk about where we would take that, you know? And so you love to, like, that's your area. I don't always talk about relationships, but I do love learning about them, right? So,
Yeah.
I would love to just focus on that, or talk about that in the future. Spirit's like, do it, do it. So, but yeah, that's just
That's
my
an
thing.
area where, I mean, it's like when it comes to love and relationships, it's limitless where you could go with that, you know? And so it's something that like everybody could use some help with. And so that's one of the reasons why I do want to put, put some energy into that as well. But it teaches so much about ourselves. It teaches us so much about each other, and it's something that that we can all use. And I'm the same way as you. It's fascinating. It really is. It's fun to learn about and the different ways, and they're all different tools. Like they're all different ways of looking at it, but it all brings you into like more self-awareness and more empathy and compassion, and better relationships with each other as well. So it's very helpful. It can be overwhelming sometimes how much information is out there, and then you're trying to figure out what's right for you and what matches. So, like you said, sometimes you need a break from it. You can only take in so much at once, you know. Um, but we'll always be kind of guided towards what's like the most helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah, we boomerang in
Yeah,
different departments. I feel like,
that's true.
like, well, I don't know, we're talking about, I guess because the clips is coming up, but we're talking about astrology a lot, but definitely astrology. And I don't know if you have other things like this, but like it gives my brain a break from numerology and other things. And I go, oh, if I want to use my brain, like I can have fun in that department. I can go have fun in that department. So we all have our things. We all have our things. But is there any card you want to pull or any message you want to give before we close out?
Let's see what we got here. I'll pull my water
Everyone
cards
was
out.
like, everyone will start popping in like, read me, and I'm just
I
like,
know.
we're
Me,
sharing
me,
the
me,
collective
me.
message, y'all. So it's all for you. That's what we have right now, the collective message.
I know.
So
Let's
again,
see.
announcements.
Okay. Let
Announcements
me
for
see what I
shells,
got here.
announcements for souls, announcements for energy.
So I've got the Healing Waters Oracle, and of course, I picked out the Sacred Well replenishment, self care, giving from a place of plenty. And isn't that what's been, the theme most recently that we've all been talking about? I know Debbie's been talking about, we've all been talking about self care, filling up your cup, giving from your overflow.
He's like,
Like, oh my gosh, like you can't make that stuff.
no,
So
the emperor's
everybody
like,
go be
take care of
nice to
yourself.
yourselves, eat your healthy food, get your physical exercise, get your fresh air, go to do your doctor's appointments, buy yourself some flowers,
It's very Aries.
get a
Take care of your
massage.
body. Have energy. Take care of your body because you can't get
That's
it.
very Aries. Is that what you said?
What'd you
Did
say?
you say that's very Aries? Is that what you said?
Yeah, no, your message is very Aries.
Oh,
It's like take care of yourself. So, take care of your body. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, when you only have this one, you might as well take good care of it so we can actually live longer, feel healthier. If your body's not working that well, you're not going to feel as good too. So to fix your mental health, your emotional health, and your spiritual, like I said, it's all interconnected too. So it's a lot of work though, trying to keep track of all the different parts of you. And then if you have responsibility for other people as well, like if you're a parent, or within your family, you've got other people that you're responsible for, that, it gets to be a lot of work, so it's just takes, we just do the best that we can with what we have and where we're at, and just be motivated to keep moving forward. Time to go get some flowers. Go girl.
She's already got flowers. It's in her name and behind her. So you're good to go, Jennifer. Do I have any
I do
flowers
like to
around
buy
here?
them too. They make the room pretty, they smell nice, it is a gift to yourself too, or buy them for somebody else. It's a beautiful gift. Makes
It is.
everybody happy.
It
Yeah.
is. Okay, I'll pull one too, and I got okay. The spiritual force card. All right.
Ooh,
This
I
is for
love it.
everybody. And this is basically it's like um the picture is all about, the four corners, of energy, cycles, the seasons, holy fire, violet energy. So it's basically about like
Hmm.
knowing yourself and elevating yourself here on earth, and knowing that, this force resides inside of you, and it heals and invigorates, and it just drives everything. So connect to that spiritual part of yourself, and that's how you'll feel yourself being stronger and having the courage to do what comes next, because we're in Aries season and we're in Year of the Dragon. We're going to need a lot of courage.
Yeah, so harness your inner superhero because it's in each and every one of us, and so you can do your little pose, before you go out
That was
for your day, like channel
really
your
good.
superhero, your Wonder Woman, your Batman, whatever you want it to be. Just channel it in and then go on through. Maybe have your coffee first and then do your
Well, actually, I mean, hey, that pose, like that pose, if you
it
hold it,
works.
I forget if it's over a minute, but it reduces cortisol levels, like in the
Yeah.
body, if you hold that pose, if you touch like your hips
Yeah,
and stuff.
and that's
So it's very
important
empowering.
because most people, yeah, a lot of people, if you've got any kind of stress, you've probably got elevated cortisol levels, and I'm sure it's easy blood test to find that out. But that's important because that's not the best chemical for your body to have if you're not finding a way to lower it or to burn it off. It's because that's what we produce when we're like being chased by a bear or a tiger or something. You know what I mean? And so generally, like you burn it off by running away from the threat. But when in normal human society, that's we don't get to do that, so that's why it's important to you know
We don't want to be
do
chased by
that.
bears and tigers. We want to become
I know.
dragons this year.
Yeah, and fly with the wind, look at the world, all that good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's right.
courage is something that we all have within inside us, and we're just trying to harness it and use it in a positive way. So it's all about the balance. So like us spiritual people are all nice, we're all like people pleasers, so we're trying to learn how can we be like assertive without being overly aggressive or too nice and saying I'm sorry all the time, like finding that little middle sweet spot, and we can all get there, we can all get there.
We can all get there.
Yeah.
And we're encouraging each other
Yeah.
a step at a time. Again, please check out Jennifer's new show, Jennifer Rose's new show, Embracing Infinity. And that is
Yeah.
this Friday, debuting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Wherever you are in the world, please check it out and join us. And thank you so much for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate your time. You're an angel, so I just want to thank you again. And it's been a lot of fun getting to hang out here with you this afternoon. And thanks everybody who came on and tuned in for all your loving support. And I know we've got some of our friends on here too. And it's like they're always bringing the love. So we're very blessed, to have each other. Make me want to cry a little bit. We're very, very blessed to have each other, and it's just like beautiful, like circle of friendship and everything like that. So looking forward to it. So thank you again, Kelly. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody. We will see you very soon on Friday for more shows. See you then. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.